Check. All right, y'all. 1,000 likes in the first 30 minutes. We give away $1,000. On the charts, trading Bitcoin. What do you say? Today's the day that we go straight to 100K because the massive Bitcoin move begins today. As it says in the title, as you're looking my way. Hey, if we get 1,000 likes in the first 30 minutes, man, it is my delight to give away 1,000K. Just kidding, 1K, that's how I do it every day when I'm trading Bitcoin, looking at the charts, technical analysis, looking like a work of art. Here we go, looking like straight up Mario and his brother Luigi, going with the flow, trading crypto every single day. Sitting down, getting paid, about to do a sound check, listen back just to see if my voice is lined up with the track. Let's go, trading crypto every day, get the coin, stack the profits, yo, on my way, in the trades, laying down the play, coming to the charts, sitting back, relaxing, taking trades, here we go, about to eyes, doing it, real mean, every single day, you know what I'm saying, me, out the window and the bird flies by, big one straight into the sky. You got the blue candles all up in my eyes. No purple, only blue. Straight up, let's fly. right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Tuesday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. Guys, it's going to be a crazy day, and as it says in the title, the massive move for crypto starts right now because we are live, and the crypto price only moves when we are live. Huge shout to everybody in the chat right now. Huge shout to everybody, guys. As usual, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first 30 minutes of the live stream, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, 1,000 USDT if we can get it within the first 30 minutes. All right, first of all, a huge shout out to the sponsors of the channel. We got ourselves ZOOMEX, the exchange I'm trading on. Also, guys, trading on an exchange called MEXC, best deal on fees in the game. 0% limit order fees, 0.01% market order fees. Also, you can get over 1,500 altcoins on here with 0% spot fees, guys. All right, 0% spot fees. Also, a huge shout out to my other exchange, BingX, where you can trade stocks, Forex, commodities, indices using your tether as margin. And right now, if you sign up, you can get up to a $6,200 deposit bonus. Link in the description. Also, a huge shout out to Cipher, the best indicator you can use on TradingView, in my humble opinion. I love trading with Cipher. Okay, guys, Bitcoin in a little bit of a range today, and really, this is going to be a big move for Bitcoin because we are either going to break out of this thing and see a massive pump to the upside, or we're going to break down from this thing and see a drastic, earth-shattering dump all the way back down to negative $0,000. All right, huge shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Falik. All right. Shout out to Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, God in the flesh, who died for our sins and rose again. So if we repent and believe in him, he will give us eternal life and fill us with his Holy Spirit so we can be changed from the inside. What an amazing thing. Shout out to Khalid. BingX requires KYC. No, it don't. No, it don't, brah. Come on, brah. No, it don't. I trade on it without none KYC all the time. You know what I'm saying? All right, Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a move down. We just did have a New York Open, like just recently. All right, we just did recently have a New York Open. And so, yeah, Bitcoin consolidating in this range. Let's see who else we got right now in the chat. We got Assad Ali. We got Joe Potter. He says, dump to 70, pump to 75. Sounds good. Yeah, honestly, that does sound pretty good. Shout out to Memory Man. He says, morning, y'all. Well, morning to you as well, Memory Man. God bless you, bro. God bless you. God bless you. Who else we got in the chat right now? Shout out to Wallace. He says, J. Pensquan Varde de Budu Encore. Shout out to Crypto Tom. He says, blessings, brother JC. Blessings to you, my man. Blessings to you, my man. All right. Who else we got in here? Ika Allah. Shout out to you. The JD Club says, hey, Jason Casper, any shorts? Well, the only short position that I'm currently in is more of a hedged short, okay? More of just a protection hedge right now. It's not an actual short. Shout out to Call Sign. He says, I'm here. Let's go up to 75K. Let's go, Bay, up to 75K. What do you say? Shout out to Lone Wolf 1. He says, Jason, be blessed. May you also be blessed. Shout out to Mr. Swipe. He says, what's up, boss? What is going on, Mr. Swipe? Shout out to Crypto Rancher, my crypto Jedi. I wouldn't call myself a crypto Jedi. All right, Capo is long. Isn't he the guy who's been bearish this whole time? Shout out to I Show You. Shout out to you, brother. Good to see you here as well, my friend. Shout out to Memory Man. He thinks more up today, probably. Shout out to Wallace. He says, go to the moon. Shout out to my man, G-Man. G-Man, he says, hi, Jason. Greets from beautiful Thailand. Greetings to you, my friend, and blessings to you as well. Huge shout out to Mardano. He says, back to 15K. Man, can you even imagine, guys, the amount of torment that would ensue for people if Bitcoin went down to $15,000. Anything is possible, okay? Anything is possible, but seriously, that would be absolutely insane. That would be absolutely crazy if you ask me. All right, so let's get into this Bitcoin price action, guys. Let's get right into it. We're going to be looking at some altcoins today. We're going to be looking at a whole bunch of stuff today. Shout out to Simon. God bless you. Shout out to Nikhil Patil. God bless you. Shout out to Iwan Long since 39K. Wow. That's pretty legit, man. That's pretty legit. All right. All right. Shout out to my man, Beach Bum Camper. Let's crush it today. I think we already read that one. Man, God bless all of you guys in the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's take a look at this Bitcoin price action here, guys. All right, as usual, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first 30 minutes, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, guys, so make sure to smash up the likes. Okay, so here's the deal with Bitcoin right now, guys. Okay, Bitcoin price has come up to a pretty key area, which is around $70,000. All right, around $70,000, give or take. Okay, and then we have basically started to range. This is the 15-minute chart. We can go to the 1-hour chart. And yesterday, we came up to a level right here, which is actually a 786 Fibonacci, a 1.618 Fibonacci extension level that we've had from just a low and a swing lows and swing highs along this move up. And we kind of came around toward this level here, and we've gotten right now started to form a little bit of a range. And whenever you form a range, this is pretty much the playground for entering trades, right? Because we have a pretty clearly defined low and a pretty clearly defined high to be looking for trades, right? And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing right now that we really need to keep in mind. This is a historic bull market for Bitcoin. And I am saying that this is a bull market because we are currently at all-time highs. But we need to keep in mind that we have never seen this before, which means the people that come out with their predictions and talking about how they think things are going to happen, we have to take all that stuff, and yes, we can consider it, but we need to just keep it in the back of our mind, right? Because as we all know, right, Bitcoin price has pretty much, let's see, where's our Bitcoin chart here? That's not it. Let's see, here we are. Let's see, here we are. Look at this, guys. Okay, for the past, literally since inception of Bitcoin, we have always gotten about a 40% pullback from the Fibonacci golden pocket, giving us a retest of the previous bull market support before or around the halving. All right. This is the first time in Bitcoin history that we have seen a new all-time high before the halving. Now, when we came up to the 618, we did get a slight rejection from here, about 20%, but this really is historic, man. This really is historic. Now, typically, we come up to that 618 Fibonacci level, the 6 Juanita, my high school crush. We ask her out on a date. She says, no, Jason, I don't like you like that, right? I like you like a brother. This is when I first found out about a thing called the friend zone, and I realized that all my hopes and dreams of getting married to this girl, getting matching Ben coin tattoos, her on the hand, mine on the neck, we would live happily ever after on our crypto gains. This is when my dream got smashed to smithereens, guys. And it really did hurt. We got the rejection. But here's the thing. This was 12 years ago, back in high school. I was nerdy. I was white. All right, things have changed. I've gone to the gym. I've become a black man. Lots of things have changed. So now, when I asked 618 out on a date, she actually did say yes, success. For the first time in my life, your boy Jason Casper is in a relationship. But here's the thing. Your first relationship, is it really gonna last, guys? Is it really gonna last? We don't know anything about being in a relationship, right? We don't even know if we're compatible, right? We just had this goal of dating this girl for all these years. We don't even know if we're compatible, okay? So look, all I'm saying is we need to be prepared for a potential pullback here. In addition to that, guys, this breakout so far of the all-time high compared to previous all-time high breakouts, right? Like, look at this one back here. Look at this last all-time high breakout. We broke out of $20,000 and immediately, bam! Oh my, wow! Talk about a crazy breakout. And then even the time before that, right? We had this breakout right here. And then look at this, we break out, boom! Absolutely insane. We've been now broken out of this all-time high now for over a week, right? This is our second weekly candle. And so far, so far, it's not, maybe not all that it's cracked up to be. So as we are consolidating right now in this range, what do we need to be aware of? We do need to be aware of some potentially bearish divergences. Some potentially bearish divergences forming here. Okay, as we are looking at this, we are in fact seeing the money flow getting lower over time. Okay, so what does that mean? It means we do need to it means we need to be prepared for a little bit of a pullback or a liquidity grab of these highs, like another test at these highs, and then bearish divergences forming and the Bitcoin price starts to drop. Now, where would we fall to in the event of a pullback? And I'm not saying we're going to pull back, all right? Because I am bullish on Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I hold lots of Bitcoin on spot. If I were to cash out all my Bitcoin right now, man, I probably wouldn't have to work again for decades. I would be able to live off that Bitcoin for decades. Okay, so I have a lot of Bitcoin on spot, guys, enough to live on for decades. So look, I am bullish on Bitcoin. I am expecting higher Bitcoin highs here, but this move is starting to get overextended. We haven't really formed many zones of support below, and the first thing that we need to be aware of is if we do start to lose, just for an example, these lows, is that we have this really big candle right here, this really big blue candle, and as you guys know, fast move up means a fast move down, right? Fast move up, fast move down, right? It's just like the old story about when you were in college, right? You're getting your major in trans, non-carbon, binary emission, gender studies. You stayed out late one night partying, you had a few too many beers, you thought it was a really good idea to go to Taco Bell at 2 in the morning and eat 7 chalupas. And as you can see, maybe this happened quite often because the body fat kind of added up on my face back in college from all those midnight chalupas. Well, it was a really fast move eating those chalupas, but the next morning it was even a faster move on the way back out, right? You actually did have to put in some effort to eat the chalupas, but the next morning you had to put in zero effort to get those chalupas out. In fact, they came out no matter what. And the reason for that is because fast move up, fast move down. We did not establish any zone of support right here. All we did was leave behind something known as single prints, right? Single prints on a TPO chart, or you don't even need to know about single prints on a TPO chart, but if we do go to a TPO chart right now, we can just type in TPO in TradingView, right? It's a new indicator in TradingView, and this will basically show us these single prints. And we can see right here that on this big blue candle, right? On the way up on this big blue candle, we left behind these rows of prints. Now, this is a time profile. What you're looking at right here is a time profile. This is telling you how much time did Bitcoin spend at each price. And it leaves behind a profile. So for every candle that makes contact with these prices, it leaves behind another column in these rows of prints, right? Now, when the price goes very fast, you can see it leaves behind these rows where there's only one single print per row. So they're called single prints. And what happens is once the price comes back inside of those single prints, it's much more probable than not that we will actually then fill those single prints all the way to the bottom, okay? So that's the first major thing that we do need to be aware of. Now, here's the thing. Notice something about these single prints here. These single prints line up perfectly with the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement from the last major low we made here to the high. All right. Now, another thing we need to keep in mind here is, this golden pocket, not only is this golden pocket lining up perfectly with those single prints, but it also is a historic support resistance flip from this previous ascending triangular pattern. And so we could very easily see today or sometime this week, if we start to lose this current range, a 4 or 5% move to the downside. Okay. 4 or 5% move to the downside to retest this $70,000-ish, I say 69.5 to 70K, because I would say it is a zone. All right, I'd lean more towards 69.5, but retesting these highs, this is actually a zone here, right? So in a bullish scenario, let's say right now we have a bullish scenario. Hang on one second here, guys. There we go. Give me 1 second here, guys. Give me just 1 second. All right, yeah. So look, when we come back to this zone, we could very well see a retest, and this is the first area, if in the event of a pullback, this is the first area that I would look for like a really nice long trade, because keep in mind, this would actually keep us in contact with this kind of trend line, right? This kind of trend line that we have here. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be our 5th tap. This would kind of be in keeping us also with this parallel-ish channel that we've got going on here. So really for me, the two major zones I'm interested in right now is a potential fake out of the high once again, like this, and then a big drop down to around 69.5 to 70K. And then maybe if we're going to continue bullishly, we could look for that next move there, right? So that's my current outlook right now on the Bitcoin price in general. Obviously, there's other levels. And by the way, guys, a huge shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, because in the community where every single day we do multiple live streams, we go through our trading plans, we give our setups. We gave the long trade from $60,000. We gave the long trade from $50,700, the big bottom before the pump, right? We gave the long setup in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, all the way from way down here. I mean, I can't even see it on this chart. Hang on one second. $50,000. Man, look at this from right over here, guys. Right? We were maintaining our bullish bias. I was maintaining my bullish bias here based on some things I was seeing on Market Cipher. Absorption of shorts plus massively bullish divergences here, and boom. Obviously, we've added to the trades along the way, guys. But these trades are in massive profits, already realized massive profits. Huge shout out to the Casper Crew. And by the way, if you want to join the community, you can go to jasoncaspertraining.com, click the link to join the VIP Discord. All right, we have an entire beginner's course in here. So if you're new, you will learn the skills you need to not get wrecked. And once you stay in the Discord, we have multiple instructors doing multiple live streams every single day, so that you can get inside the minds of traders who all have different styles of trading, and you can actually learn to do this yourself with people guiding you along the way. It's a great community, in my opinion, the best in the world. Of course I would say that, guys, because your boy is biased. All right, I am absolutely biased. Alrighty. All right, so guys, Bitcoin is right now at this moment getting a little bit of a move to the upside here. And again, we are just kind of in this range. Let's take a look right now at an order flow chart, okay? Because I want to see, is there anything here that's giving us a signal of further upside or further downside? Now, here's what I do want to say about this, guys. Here's what I really do want to say. When we go to the 30-minute time frame, we can see something very significant as the price was forming this ascending triangle right here. Remember, we have just broken out of this ascending triangle. So let's go ahead and make it white and thick, because I like my trend lines the way I love my women. Shout out to my wife, by the way, Big Butts 28. Okay, so we've got ourselves this. Now, as we were trading in this triangle, which is a bullish pattern, what did we see here? We saw whales actually absorbing retail shorts. How do we know this? Well, as the price formed this high last Tuesday, there were two things. If you guys remember, I live streamed this last Tuesday for our all-time high. I wanted to see an ascending triangle form for another move to the upside, which is why I maintained my bullishness all through this time here. But as we were watching trades open up, we were seeing, number one, an increase of open interest down here, which means traders were opening up new positions. And we also saw that as those trades were opening up new positions, the CBD line was getting lower over time, which means the vast majority of those new positions were shorts. Now, the market is moved by the active market participants. So if there's more shorts than there are longs and trades are opening up over time, the price will go down. And if there's more longs than shorts and traders keep opening up trades over time, the price will go up. So we have a real problem here, because we understand that there's more shorts than longs, more shorts than longs, and that should equal price goes down, right? All right, now I didn't graduate in math, right? I'm not a mathematician over here, but this in general right here is our formula for what moves the market, right? There's more shorts than longs equals price will go down. So what does it mean if there's more shorts than longs, but every time price starts to come down, it makes a higher low and a higher low and a higher low? Well, for this instance, because there's something wrong with our formula here, it means we need to solve for X. All right, we need to solve for X, because there's another variable at play here that's making what we're seeing on the chart and what we're actually experiencing with the price action not happen the right way, right? There's more shorts and longs plus X equals the price is going up, right? Price is going up. And the variable here is actually whales, guys. They are absorbing those traders. Here, let's draw a picture of another whale here. Every time I draw a picture of a whale, it gets more and more artistic. All right, here we go. This is my whale. All right, there are whales. This whale, he has something wrong with him here. All right, there are whales here. They are filling up big limit orders at the bottom of this triangle, which means every time these retail traders are shorting, they're just simply filling up this whale's long order, right? It's like what Tino always talks about. He's like, yo, what's the market maker gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? Market maker wants the retail trader to go short. Meanwhile, the market maker's building his longs down here to push it right up to the 15 EMA, recover the vector candles right before the Brinks box in New York Open. Here to bring the fire. Shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. That's exactly what happened here. Now look at this, guys. We saw the whale activity down here. All right, this whale. Now let's zoom in here to the 5-minute time frame. What are we seeing on the 5-minute time frame right now as we speak? We are seeing the price making higher lows. We are seeing people shorting Bitcoin here. And we are seeing new traders open up over time. So when I look at this here, this to me looks a little bit more bullish than it does bearish. Now this is dealing with a very short period of time, and also this is like an ascending channel, which in and of itself is kind of like a bearish pattern. So I'm not saying that this means long the farm. All I'm saying is there are some rumblings right now. There are some rumblings of potentially whales, as we saw before. Here we go. Here's our whale now. Look at this big whale. See, when we're on the 5-minute time frame, man, these whales are so big you can't even tell that they're whales. All right, maybe we're seeing some absorption here. And so if we break out of this ascending channel, I do believe we could see us come and grab at least these highs. All right, at least these highs. Now, if we take a look at the entirety of this little range right here, I do want to see if there's anything else we can take a look at here. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It is a little bit hard to say right now throughout the entirety of this thing. All right, but anyway, my point being this, guys, it takes us right on back to our initial thesis here. All right, shout out. We got 1,600 people in the chat. We got 1,600 people in the chat. We got 1 minute. If everyone likes the video right now, we'll give away $1,000. I'm just up in here trying to give away $1,000, guys. All right. I'm just in here trying to give away 1,000 USDT. All right. Let's see if we can't do it. All right. All right. Shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Shout out to Jake Newton. What do I think about Moon Beam and Moon River? I've heard of them. They sound good. They have the word moon in it. All right, which typically does mean... I'm just kidding. It doesn't mean a dang thing, guys. It does not mean a dang thing, all right? All right. It does not mean a dang thing, guys. I don't really know because I haven't really looked at them, but we can look at some altcoins, guys. We can. So just to recap, if anyone new right now is joining this stream, okay, I'm going to talk like this right now. I'm going to invent my new accent to talk like this, okay? If anyone's now joining the stream, guys, the major areas we need to be aware of are going to be 72,950 for a potential liquidity grab fake out. And then this 71K is going to be very, very key, because if we actually lose this, then we're most likely going to go down to around 69.5 to 70K. All right, very, very probable that that will happen if we lose that level, okay? But if we hold that level, then we could see more upside here, and this would be like a bull flag breakout. Let's real quick put on our 382. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'd say if we lose this, we're coming much down lower. Now here's the thing. Let's take a look right now at Market Cipher B. Okay, because Market Cipher B on these high time frames definitely does give us the future. Right, so the 4-hour time frame, Market Cipher B. What are we seeing here? Money flow thickening from this previous high area here, which is bullish. The daily time frame right now is thickening on the money flow, giving us a green dot. The 1-hour time frame, money flow is actually looking pretty nice here, starting to thicken again. And something on the 30-minute that I like here for more upside potential is the fact that this momentum wave is hesitant to close, and we could potentially see the money flow now getting another little move like this to the upside. Okay, on the 12-minute, we are seeing the money flow dipping into the purple here, but it's starting to come back to the upside. So typically on these lower time frames, especially in a very bullish trend, purple money flow acts as support, and we are now starting to see the momentum waves get higher here. So this is kind of showing us potentially that another big push coming on to the upside here on Market Cipher B. Okay, on Market Cipher B. And Bitcoin right now, you know, I've been scalping Bitcoin. The past few days, guys. I've been taking these little trades. You guys know, you guys seen my trades. You know, I got those two massive $50,000 wins. I've been scalping, just taking these little trades here and there. All right. And I've been longing and shorting within this little range here, just honestly from my phone, guys. Just taking trades from my phone, waiting for that big move, right? I've been taking small wins, small losses, medium wins. I'm waiting for that big win. I'm waiting for that big win to pop off. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for that big win to pop off. So, you know, we've got, let's see here. We've got, you know, we got, you know, made 4K here, lost about 300, made back about 700, lost $1,000 long in a golden pocket, made it back plus some, made it back plus another 1,000 long in the 786. Took a little long again earlier today, locked in another 1,000, currently in another little long scalperoni and queso up right now, 4,000. See, I'm locking in these little profits. I keep my stop losses in a place where if I get stopped out of the trade, it's gonna take away from my realized profit, but I'm not gonna be in a loss. That's my strategy. And let's see, looks like Bitcoin's starting to get a little bit of a move here, baby. Looks like Bitcoin's starting to get a little bit of a move here, baby. See, the title of the video says, the massive Bitcoin move begins today, because we are live. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Man, we are so close. We were so close to our 1,000 likes, guys. We were so close. We'll have to do it again tomorrow. Let's see who we got in the chat right now. Huge shout out to my super chats. Man, look at the Bitcoin price going crazy right now, guys. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Bitcoin price, baby. Yeah, we're pumping. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right, now remember, we have to be aware of a potential fake out of this zone here. All right, because we have built it up the liquidity. All right, come on, Bitcoin. Come on. Now remember, we were looking at the whales. Maybe that whale absorption is happening here. We're breaking out of the wedge. We saw the whales absorbing. They're made out of sponge. People don't know whales and sea sponges are made out of the same material. Okay, everything's made out of carbon, guys. Even we're made out of carbon. All right? This is something that I learned back in college when I majored in trans, non-carbon, binary emission, gender studies. Everything's carbon, which led me down a path of self-hatred and self-loathing, which led me to trading. Because after graduating with a degree, $500,000 in debt, no one would hire a trans, non-carbon, binary emissionist. So I had to learn how to trade. What a great success story. Here we go, baby. We are coming up to the highs. Bitcoin trying to fly. Man, there's nothing like a big pump in the morning. You know, taking the 120s for a ride on the incline, baby. Come on, Bitcoin. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'm going to have to take some profits right here. I'm going to have to take some profits right here. Let's go, Bitcoin. Let's go, baby. All right, let's go. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, guys. Oh, my. Oh, Bitcoin. Pump it, baby. Let me get a handle. All I want to see is another blue candle. Ah. Wow. Oh, I'm shaking right now, guys. This is absolutely insane. Can you even believe it? All right. All right, now we do need to be aware, you know, if we start to lose now 72,900, then we could see another move to the downside. We hold 72,900, guys. We hold 72,900 and we're going straight up to the moon, baby. Extra cheese. Put you in an SUV. Right? In a new Bugatti. From the store that I got yesterday. You know, I'm not a car guy. You know, I'm not a car guy. And what I mean by that, guys, is, you know, I posted on X. Dang it, I called it X. I need to say Twitter, all right? I need to call it Twitter. All right, let's be aware of a potential fake out here, guys. Potential fake out right here. All right, let me lock in a little bit more profits here. We're just gonna lock in a little bit more right here. Boom, boom, another 300. All right, we made 3K on this trade, baby. Now what we do is we move that stop loss to the entry. All right, lock in a nice juicy profit here. All right, now, okay, so we did get the fake out, guys. All right, we got the fake out, the liquidity grab here. All right, so now we're coming back down. So we lock in a $3,000 profit, baby. If we continue to ride, we ride. If we continue to dump, we dump. All right, we ride, we dump, we dump. If we ride, then we dump, we dump. All right. Man, look at this. Bitcoin dumping. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Well, it's not crazy, guys. This is the first thing that we need to look out for here. Can you even believe that? Can you believe that? Look at this crazy candle. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Back to my entry. All right, just stopped out here. I hope. What? I better. Yeah, it stopped out. Okay. Yeah, MEXC's a little bit delayed here, guys. All right, MEXC's delayed. All right, it's a little bit delayed. All right. Okay. Well. All right. All right. Man, that was crazy, guys. That was crazy. All right. Well, I can't be mad, all right? I cannot be mad. All right, we locked in. What did we lock in here? Another 3K, baby. Another 3K, baby. All right, keep your wins and your losses small, and then let the runners run, baby. So look, the past 2 days, about 3K, and then we made about 7K minus 1K. So, you know, that's like 2.7, then 2.7, you know, 4.5, 5.5, $8.5 thousand just yesterday and today, just scalping this little range. All right, and of course, you guys know that your boy had to take the short, right? Had to take it, guys, because look at that, locked in another $2,000 short in the Bitcoin. All right, man, we are locking in these juicy trades here, guys. All right, we are locking them in, baby, locking them in, baby, locking them in. Now we've taken the liquidity of the high. Let's see now our next stop, liquidity of the lows, baby. All right, or this thing just gets stopped out. All right, or this thing just gets stopped out here. All right, or it just gets stopped out back at entry. All righty, baby. Man, we are on fire today, baby. The Bitcoin price is on fire today, long and short and pumping and dumping. Can you imagine if that's it for Bitcoin? This is tall tail liquidity grab signal here, guys. Man, oh man. All right, huge shout to everybody in the chat. Huge shout to everybody in the chat. Let's see. We got some super chats in the house. 3K a day keeps the job away. At least that's what they say. Shout out to my man Joe Potter. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. And by the way, guys, by the way, this short trade, I mean, you know, set up given in advance this morning in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. So that's how we roll, y'all. That is how we roll, baby. That is how we roll. Just a standard liquidity grab. One of my trades, I said I'm not thinking about trades unless we come to one of these levels. We came right to the level, baby. Man. This is wild, guys. This is wild, man. Look at that, man. Look at that. We are just raking in the profits today. I love Bitcoin. I love trading Bitcoin. Shout out to all you Bitcoin traders out there. All right, now here's the thing. Am I closing? Am I closing these juicy longs? No, I am not. No, I am not. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to click the bell for notifications. Huge shout to our super chats in the house right now, okay? Huge shout to our super chats in the house right now. First of all, we got Singularity XX. He says, Jason, can you look at big time? Yeah, we can. Huge shout to Powell on Tinder. LOL at that name. Wow. Thoughts on total 3 market cap and altcoin dominance. Tracking for bullish alt season. Shout out to callsign RX. He says price discovery. Let's go, baby, for Bitcoin. Wow, yeah, man. Bitcoin is taking a bit of a dump here. Wow. Wow. Yeah, seriously, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, we could take a look at those things, guys. We could take a look at those things. All right, we could take a look. I'm gonna have to pee. I'm gonna have to take a pee. All this trading New York Open stuff gets me hype, guys. Gets me hype. All right. Gets me hype. Yeah, we could take a look at those things. Alrighty. Guys, we got about 2,000 people in the house. Let's see if we can't get the likes up to the watchers right now. And look, if Bitcoin's gonna hold these higher lows here, that is bullish, all right? This was a nice move, but we are not, all right? How do I say this? We are not out of the bullish woods yet, all right? Let's go back quick to our order flow chart here and see what happened there. All right, let's see what happened there. We are holding this support right now. Okay, we are holding this support right now. Okay, wow. Okay, so look at this. That happened on, obviously, that was called a chickens drinking water pattern, right? Massive decrease of open interest here. And, you know, did we have, no, we didn't really print any kind of bearish CVD on that one either, guys. Hang on, no, we made a new high. Never mind, screw what I just said. This is interesting. So pretty much everyone's out of the game right now. Everyone is out of the game right now. Guys, give me 1 second, all right? I have to take a pee, like real bad, all right? I have to take a pee real bad. So watch the dang charts for me. I'll be right back, all right? Like the stream.
Whew, man, we are back. We are back, and the bladder is empty, guys. All right, how's it going here? Oh, man, we are back, and the bladder is empty. All right, let's check out, for our super chatter's sake here, what we're looking at. Someone's asking about altcoin dominance. All right, hang on. Let me just make sure this is... Yeah, we'll just put this right above the high there. All right, right above the high. Stop above the high, baby. All right, man, are we gonna take a dump like this? This is how it's gonna happen, Bitcoin? Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Wowzers, man. Wowzers. That is wild. That's how it's gonna happen, huh? That's how it's going down? Let's see. It's not over until the fat lady sings Sweet Home Alabama, guys. It's not over until the fat lady sings Sweet Home Alabama. All right, hang on. I gotta set some alerts here on the chart. Let's check out Ethereum Classic. All right, let's set an alert here. I gotta set an alert right down here. Okay, cool. And then set an alert right here at around 70K. Cool. Cool. And then, man, I'll tell you guys, trading and streaming is a little bit difficult here. Just a smidge difficult. Then we'll take a look at our super chats. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's take a look at our super chats. Okay, so we are, first of all, we got to take a look at altcoin dominance. Now, I'll be honest with you. We're looking at altcoin dominance versus Bitcoin dominance. Let's check it out. All right. 3 market cap and altcoin dominance, total 3. You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't use this chart, so I can't really give total 3. I cannot really give an educated answer on this, you know? I'm just an ignoramus here on the internet. I don't know a dang thing, all right? I really don't. But it looks to me like altcoins, that there's a lot of money coming into altcoins, these big cap altcoins here, all right? So... look, if Bitcoin is going to hold levels and just range, we're going to see altcoin seasons. All right, that is what it is. All right, shout out to my man for the big time TA, big time USDT. Yeah, so we were looking at this a little bit yesterday here. We bounced from that level. Check out the weekly. I don't think there's enough data on the weekly. Let's check out the daily again. So look, daily market Cipher B. I would say this, right? We could make a case that we had a low, a high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we start to switch market structure here, right? And we're starting to get a local change of market structure. So now, potentially, if we come back down for a retest of this zone right here, right around the 40-cent zone, that could be the nice area to be looking to get in here for another higher high. Once that daily starts to, 41-ish high volume node. Once this daily VWAP starts to pointing up, and we're coming down to some key supports, that could be a nice place to just pop on right in. All right. All right. Shout out to Stowaz. Shout out to callsign RX. Shout out to Stowaz. Can we check Ethereum Classic? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so Ethereum Classic for me, we did get the retest that we were looking for last time we looked at Ethereum Classic on here, right? Last time we looked at Ethereum Classic, it was after this breakout. We said retest, Golden Pocket 786, that's the place to get in. We've already gotten that move. So if you didn't get that, well, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. But right now, you know, we could say maybe coming back down to the $30 zone to retest this Golden Pocket-ish, maybe. But overall, I'd say I'm bullish on Ethereum Classic, so if you're hodling this thing, we're getting a money flow cross on the weekly, I'd say we could target 72 bucks on Ethereum Classic. That's kind of what I would be looking for right there. That's kind of what I would be looking for right there, to be honest with you. All right, who else we got in here for the super chats? Can I buy the 700 USD course with my friends and we'll all learn from it? Yeah, I don't know how we would figure that out, but yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Guys, look, we have a very special guest who will be joining us today. All right, who will be joining us today. We have a very special guest who's going to be popping in the live stream, all right? So I hope you guys are excited because we are about to have one of the best traders in the world pop in to the channel, guys. It's going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. All right. All right, let me see here. All right, bear with me 1 second, guys, here. All right, man, this is some crazy price action today, man. This is some crazy price action today. Look, we're starting to get that move back to the upside here. All right. So Bitcoin is showing signs of strength here, I have to say. Because, look, man, we're still making higher lows this entire way. We're still making higher lows. Liquidity grab, higher lows. All right. Short trade might get stopped out. All right. Again, does not matter to me because I'm guaranteed to make over $1,000 on it, right? Guaranteed to make over $1,000. The area we need to be aware of right now, of course, is going to be the local Fibonacci retest right around here. Alrighty. Alrighty. Shout out to everybody in the chat. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We got about 1984 people in here. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Huge shout out to Preparing for War. Shout out to Chi Omega 3. Why didn't I show when I took the short? Because I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to show when I'm taking the trades, not in these live streams, all right? Because that's VIP only stuff, man. That's VIP only stuff. I got to keep it fair because people are paying for premium Discord. What is Chris? But here's the thing about the short, right? I told everyone about the level. I told everyone if we lose the level, you know. So read between the lines, my friend. Shout out to Chris. What are my thoughts on ZKR? You know what? Shout out to you for the super chat. I've never heard of ZKR. I've never heard of ZKR. But look, guys, we are about to bring in a very special guest to the stream. All right, and you guys are not gonna want to miss this. All right, you guys are not gonna want to miss this one. I'm telling you. All right, let's see here. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you think you know who's about to come into this stream. Type it in the chat, all right? If you think you know who's about to pop into the stream, type it in the chat. All right, some people say crypto face, some people say Boyan. All right, some people say K-Pax. All right, all right. K-Pax, K-Pax. All right. All right, Trader's Reality. Trader Geo, BitBoy, BitBoy. Carl from the moon, baby. All right, Frankie Candles, Tino. All right. All right. We got some guesses in here. We got some guesses. Boyan. All right. Some people say Yeshua. Big Butts 28. Man, can you imagine if you had Big Butts 28 coming in here? All right. Andy says basketballs. Basketball says Andy. Nancy Pelosi. Some people say Nancy Pelosi's about to come into the chat right now. All right. Dr. Vector. Who's Dr. Vector? Tom Crown. Tom Crown about to pop in. All righty. All right, guys. Give me 1 second here, all right? Give me 1 second here. All right, y'all. So, I have a very special guest that I would like to bring on right now. And this is probably one of the best, most influential Bitcoin traders in the world. A man who I have the utmost respect for. And I'm sure many of you also know who this is. Daniel from Chart Champions. Bro, thank you so much for coming on the stream, man.
Oh, hello. How are you doing? You're good.
I'm doing good, man. So, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm very happy. Obviously, Bitcoin just hit the all-time high. Here to be with you. Yeah, very happy, Jason. Thank you ever so much for inviting me again.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So, first of all, I do want to ask you, since Bitcoin is at new all-time highs, what do you think is going to happen? Because a lot of people are saying, you know, this bull market, you got two opinions out there. You've got people saying because we're hitting all-time highs before the halving, it's going to be like just a big disappointment. And other people are saying because we hit all-time highs before the halving, 250,000, you know, the crazy predictions out there. So are you looking for higher right now?
So let me explain. It's going to take a few minutes if that's all right.
Absolutely, please.
Cool. So my opinion, looking at the market, so people that don't know me, the way that I trade is very much, I'm always open to both sides of the market. I'm happy to long the market, I'm happy to short the market. So I think a lot of it comes down to time frame perspective. So if we are looking at a time frame such as the daily, such as the weekly, such as the monthly, higher term time frame, undeniably this is very, very bullish. We have broken out of all-time highs. We are in a massive uptrend. Their open interest is increasing, the new volumes coming in, a high positive delta. Everything that we would say is like a requirement to be bullish is happening. And so when we're looking at this higher term time frame, everything's pointing towards higher prices are coming. Of course, as it stands, we have higher targets which we can go through. That higher target could be $80,000, it could be $100,000. We would have to check the reaction at each major target that we have above us. So this is the way I trade. I'd have a target above me and I would say, okay, I'm very confident we're going to rise in price. This is the target, let's say $80,000. Once we hit that, let's check the reaction. Do we get a bearish reaction? And from there, we can look for a short trade. Or do we get through the level, maintain it as, flip it into support, and then we can look for, $90,000. So it's like level to level above us. But yeah, from the higher term time frame, undeniably, this is extremely bullish. When we look at historically and statistically speaking, Bitcoin, when it breaks these all-time highs, it does get very, very nice follow through. So, people talk about $100,000. I absolutely think Bitcoin can hit $100,000. No reason it can't. That then brings me on to the lower term time frames. And as I mentioned, there are levels where you are not going to go from $70,000 to $100,000 in a day. It's just extremely unlikely. There are levels where you get reactions, where you look for potential short trades on a lower term time frame that could potentially turn into something much bigger. And actually, just prior to this stream, I personally have taken a short trade. And that was because we actually hit, for me, a very major target, which is based off of my Elliott wave count of a 1618 Fibonacci extension of wave 3, along with a sub extension of a 1-to-1. So the way that I trade, this is a very, very, very important level that we have just hit at literally $73,168. And we got the reaction that I was looking for, and I did take the short trade. So yeah, I mean, unlikely that it turns into something crazy big rejection, but hey, I have personally just locked in a short trade.
Nice, bro. Well, I really appreciate you popping on the stream, man. It's an honor to have you on. So, just so everybody knows, Daniel from Chart Champions, make sure to go check out his channel. All right, I'm going to pop it up on the screen. I pinned it in the chat. All right, so this is his channel, Chart Champions. Make sure to go subscribe, okay? Because if you're not subscribed, you're doing yourself an in-service. Is that a word? I'm not sure. Injustice? In-service? I don't know. Yeah. All right, so yeah, a lot of people say they never heard of you, bro. So they're subscribing right now, and a lot of people obviously know who you are, man. So how's everything been going, bro? Like last time we spoke, it was a while ago, I guess. Yeah, I think it's crazy to see how much Bitcoin has pumped. At least for me, because I don't know, do you hold a lot of Bitcoin on spot, or are you kind of just a trader? You hold Bitcoin on spot, right? Oh, wow. Nice, bro. So, because there's a lot of people here that don't really know who you are, do you want to just kind of give like a little introduction of yourself, how you got into trading, how you, I mean, you're probably most well known for shorting Bitcoin back in 2018 when everybody was calling for $30,000, and you took like an epic short trade from the golden pocket up there. So Want to just give a brief introduction, how you got into trading and all this kind of stuff?
There's no sound from me. I don't know whether they're right or not.
Okay. Just fixed it. Sorry, I did a new scene on here.
No worries. Obviously from the in terms of like who I am and what I do, I'm a trader. I actually more of a swing trader now. I trade all term time frames, but primarily I like to stick to the more swing trades. I find it a lot more just a lot more enjoyable, a more relaxing style of trading. You can kind of take it take a trade, maybe hold it for a few days. It's a more relaxed style of trading, so I enjoy that. And so my personal style is more swing trading. I've been trading now nearly 14 years, so a long time. Started in the stock market, moved over to cryptocurrency. I've been trading crypto since around the end of 2017, so I've been through it on crypto. But yeah, primarily from the stock market, although now my full focus is cryptocurrency. I rarely trade the stocks anymore, and I just fell in love with Bitcoin. And then obviously I then started a group called Chart Champions, which was just for a few people that wanted to educate themselves and learn about the markets. Obviously in 2018-19, so many people lost a lot of money because they didn't know how to trade a bear market. They didn't know how to short Bitcoin. And, there was a lot of profits to be made during those downfalls. And on another hand, a lot of people lost a lot of money and, couldn't take advantage of the move down. So, with that, kind of had a lot of people interested. I had my calling, which seemed to be educate people in crypto and try and help people not get wrecked. And then that's how Chart Champions started. We've actually been running 5 years now. We're officially 5-year running company. And we're just in the educational space. We do live trading. So we do live trading streams. We have 500 hours of video content, of educational content, daily live stream updates, talking every day what we think about the market and what's going to be happening. So it's kind of like my brief story in terms of trading.
Nice, man. That's pretty cool. And so obviously, you've been very influential in the crypto trading space. A lot of people probably have been influenced by your style of trading, even if they don't know it, because a lot of people see what you're doing and they implement that, and then now they're showing other people doing that too. So it's pretty crazy, man, to think about how many people you've influenced, and it's actually such a cool thing, bro, that you've been able to help so many people and really change people's lives. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is of course, you yourself as well, Jason, you know this. It's really surreal sometimes how, here on your channel right now, you have nearly 2,000 people watching, over 100,000 subscribers. And it's I speak for myself, sometimes you don't pause and think about, wow, how many people are we really helping their lives, and unless you really stop and think about it, we're just doing this because we love it. We love trading, we love crypto, and we're doing this because we genuinely like what we do. And then people tune in and listen to that, and then through just doing something that we love, you're able to also positively impact people's lives. It's kind of this surreal feeling that you don't really pay attention to, but it's happening at the same time. And I think that we're extremely blessed to be in this position where we have people wanting to listen to us. They find it interesting, and we can help by just sharing knowledge that we have. I think it's such a blessed position.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've obviously had a lot of success in the markets, and as far as I guess material things go, you could pretty much get anything you want. I mean, yeah. So do you feel that now that you're in this position, it probably makes you take just a different outlook on life? And I guess what are your goals right now in life in general, seeing that you've achieved so much financial success most people will never come close to? So
yeah, it's a really good question, actually. For me, I went through a period of time where I was making a lot of money, and I've come from a background of not being wealthy, like just totally average person in the UK, low class kind of starting position. So I never had money. And then as I got into trading, I started to build some wealth, and that become quite a lot of profit quite quickly, something that I'd never experienced. Um, and I always will say this: I've always been a gamer. I've always been on the computer gaming, and the way that I really started to enjoy trading was because I viewed it as a video game. So just as I would have been playing Call of Duty or GTA or whatever, I'm now playing the charts. I'm now doing my technical analysis, which is my arsenal of tools, and I'm finding the perfect trade, just as I would have tried to take the perfect headshot, let's say, right? So I always viewed it as a game. And so for me then, when I was making this money on the charts, I always just kind of viewed it as, of course, it's real money and we can buy stuff with it. But I always kind of viewed it as, hey, this is just like a load of money. But I never placed much importance on it in terms of thinking, oh wow, this is like life changing. Like, I don't know, I just never really contemplated like how much money I was really making. And so I really done a good job, I feel, of keeping myself humble in that regards, of not letting the money get ahead of me, and at the same time understanding, well, I made a lot of money very quickly, I can also lose this money very quickly. And that's where it really came around. Like I started to diversify, so I went into real estate, so created a few other side businesses, and just had a diversified portfolio. So trading is still my main income, but it's now always looking to extract the profits, move it into other avenues, which for me is really just real estate. And I have this diversified portfolio. But I really feel like when you make so much wealth, I can also speak from personal experience and friends that and acquaintances that I know. It's very, very easy to get really blinded by the money and just think, oh wow, like I've made so much money. A lot of people say, well, if you've made all these millions, why don't you just retire and do nothing? Or why don't you do X, Y, and Z? And it is really, really, really easy to fall down this path of going out partying every day or wasting a load of money on girls and liquor and all this type of stuff. And so it takes a really strong mindset to not get down that path and actually focus on what your purpose is. And I struggled with this for like a year and a half, 2 years of what is my purpose? What do I do now? And during this time, I also found God, which was really good. And it was trying to find my purpose in life. And I feel like I have a few different purposes in life, but I do feel that one of my blessings and purposes is to just help people trade crypto and teach people how to trade crypto. And it might sound like a weird purpose, but for me, like, I see the work and effort that we do, and I do see people genuinely like getting better and changing their lives. And so I think it's a really cool kind of purpose to have in that regards. There are other things that I want to work on in my life, but I think it's just important to not get sidetracked by the profits and the money and not let it overcome you and end up going down bad paths, because it's very easy for that to happen. And just try and remain humble, and search for a purpose, whether that's with yourself, whether that's with God, or however you want to do it. Try and find something that genuinely is going to benefit as much people as possible. And that's something that I am always continuously working on trying to do.
That's really cool. Yeah, because eventually, and I'm pretty sure this happens to everybody, but it's easy to strive for things and feel like that's your purpose, to acquire these things in life. And then once you get them, you realize, like, now what?
Yeah.
Now what? I remember when because I used to be a musician, right? And I had achieved a goal, which at the time for me was the goal I had always wanted, right? It wasn't anything spectacular, but I wanted to be in a metal band. I wanted to have a record deal. I wanted to tour full time, and I was doing all those things. I was playing sold out shows, and I kind of had that kind of now what, I guess, experience. And for me, you said you found God through that. I guess you could say I found God through that too, in a way where, you know, for me, I'm a follower of Jesus. Everyone who follows my channel knows this. You know, for me, that's where my eternal purpose, that's where my eternal identity lies, is in the Messiah. Because I know that there's something that transcends myself, that actually is eternal, that actually has meaning that transcends this existence, which is really so finite. You know, at the end of the day, you know, when I look around sometimes at all the stuff that there is here, I realize at any second it could all be gone for me. I could just drop dead right now, you know?
Yep.
So you said you found God through all that. So do you mind talking a little bit about that experience? Because I love talking about spirituality and God and all these kinds of things.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, about a year ago, I actually went through something, a really big personal event, which yeah, I've not talked about privately, but I went through a very bad thing that happened to me around a year ago. And after that, yeah, I just felt a lot of anxiety, a lot of I went through like some depression, and I had like a really hard time. But I never gave up. I always stayed strong and publicly facing, like people wouldn't know there's a problem sort of thing. But I was going through a lot of things. And during this process, I luckily, you know, thankfully, I met at the time my girlfriend, and she was a very big Christian. And a lot of my closest friends were Christians, but I've always actually been atheist and didn't believe. I respected that they were believers, but I personally at the time was very much science and didn't really believe in it, in anything. And I made it clear to them, and sometimes had arguments about it. But I was always open to it, and people started to pray for me for some things that I went through. They were like, "Oh, we're praying for you. We really are hoping you find God." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, thank you." And then this is what I was really eager to speak with you, whether it was on stream or personally, because since our last call, something actually major change happened in my life. So this was now around 2 months ago. So I was still would class myself a few months ago as starting to get involved with God, but not believing at all. But more and more people are coming to me about it. And I was actually asleep and I've never told this story, by the way, this is the first time. I was actually asleep in my bed, laying next to my girlfriend, and I'm asleep in my bed and I'm having a dream in my mind. And I have another coach that works for us called Rival. You know him, Rivalry, Pauli. And I was having a dream with him.
On the channel.
Yeah. I watched the video. He and obviously he talked about Jesus in this video too. And he's another guy that's been praying for me a lot to help me find Jesus. And I had a dream. I was lying in bed and I was in a meeting with myself and Rivalry, and I actually said, everything's going to be okay because Rivalry believes in God. So, you know, things are going to go well. We're going to be protected. But I said it at the time in a tone of, I don't really fully believe, but hey, Rivalry believes, so it's going to be okay. And as soon as I said in my dream, everything's going to be okay because Rivalry believes in God. This is the honest truth. Like, as soon as I said the word God, I'm lying down in bed asleep, and suddenly I get a massive white bright light up in my eyes, and my arms are at my side because I'm asleep. But I start getting this massive energy rush through my body, like nothing I can never explain. It's crazy, like pins and needles almost, but like an energy, like a massive energy flowing through me. So I'm asleep, I'm closed eyes, massive white bright light and energy flowing through me, and like my arms are getting pulled into the air. They're actually at my side, but it feels like they're in the air like this. And then suddenly with this white bright light, I start to hear this voice, which is not an English. It's like a random made up language type thing. But I can understand what's being said. And I had this voice come to me, and it said, while I'm in this state, like, Daniel, I am God, I am here, and like everything is going to be okay. And that was it. And then I woke up, and like I said to my girlfriend, oh my God, like this is crazy what's just happened. And like we start crying, and it was like this crazy experience. And then after that, I was like, wow, like 100% I believe in God. And so like after that, there was no way that I could be like, he's not real, because I've just had this experience where he spoke to me, and then I told some of my Christian friends, they're like, I thought this happened to everyone. They're like, wow, that's actually pretty rare that this, you don't hear this that often. And I was like, yeah, this is crazy. And so after that, which was around 2 months ago, I've now started church. I'm taking it really seriously. I want to read the Bible. And so my life went from a total like 360 to someone that a few years ago would have like laughed about ever being like a Christian, to now someone that is really really devoted. And I feel like, yeah, really motivated to like read the Bible, learn as much as I can. It's kind of like a really really nice story, but also for me, like personally, such a crazy experience.
Wow, bro, that's what an amazing testimony, man. Like, praise God. That's I'm just really happy to hear all this, bro. Like, what an amazing thing that is.
No, thank you.
Man, that's so cool. So that's so cool, man. I'm really happy to hear that, you know.
No, thank you. And I know, obviously, from the last time we spoke, I know you were also praying, so I also have to thank you. And like, yeah, you do a good job, obviously, with your crypto and also about your faith. Like, I think it's a really good thing that you have going on here.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Wow, that's really cool. So, you know, I love, you know, one of my passions is studying the Bible. So if you ever want to talk about a passage, man, hit me up, because I know Hebrew. I'm starting to learn. Wow. Yeah, that's one of my passions is biblical Hebrew. Because when I first became a believer, I had also come from kind of like I guess a background of, you know, not believing in God. And so when I first surrendered my life to Jesus, I was like getting into the scripture, and I wanted to kind of show my friends at the time that, look, the Bible, whether or not it's true, whether or not the Bible's true, that's up for you to decide, but we can prove that what the Bible we have today is the Bible that was originally penned back in the day, and that's very easy to prove. And so that kind of led me down a road of studying those kinds of things, and then I realized, you know, if I really want to study the Bible, I got to learn the original languages, you know? Because we have thousands of manuscripts we could read if you know the original language, you know. So that kind of led me down
that is a good journey. That must have took a lot of time and dedication for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, at the time it was really easy to do, because I had this overwhelming passion to do it, and at that time also everything in my life had been taken away. I lived basically in my parents' garage. And I had no friends. I had no job, because I had just left my band, which at the time was everything I had been working toward for the past 5-6 years of my life, you know.
Wow, yeah.
So I just was kind of locked in a room with God, basically. It was a really great experience in hindsight, man. You know.
That is, well, yeah. I think every I always try and think like everything always happens for a reason, and yeah, some of the things I went through that were negative, I try and always find the positive light on it. And, you know, looking back, I can say, oh, okay, I wasn't living that life the way maybe God wanted me to live, and, you know, committing some sins, and, you know, everything overall works out good, and everything in the end becomes like very happy and positive. And yeah, I always try and like now reflect on everything that I do, and try and think of like the greater good and the bigger picture, and not to become too like selfish and self-focused, but yeah, really open yourself up to the challenges, accept them, and you know, always just try your best, which is hard, but you know, we all get there in the end. And like you, like, yeah, I think we can both agree like now we're very, you know, very blessed with where we are. And you know, looking back, there was hard times, but it was those hard times that shape us to the people we are right now.
Awesome, man. Well, I am blessed to hear your testimony, man. Like, I really am. The chat is going wild right now, as you would imagine. Yeah, whenever we get biblical, sometimes I open up the Bible on these streams, and you know, obviously, we try to keep it civil, guys. Keep it civil, all right? Look, I respect everybody's view and everything, all right? So be civil, all right? So, bro, I guess, do you want to open up a chart? Maybe give us some exclusive technical analysis?
Let me share my screen, right?
Yeah. Let's see if we can.
Share screen. Oh, host disabled participant
Oh,
screen.
I got you. I got you. All right, give it a shot.
Screen share. Okay, then screen. Let me just work out how I do this. Screen 2, I think. And then screen 1, I think. I think now I'm sharing my screen. Have I got that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, now you'll be able to visualize why I took the short. So yeah, as I mentioned, I trade I primarily trade off of Elliott waves when it comes to all-time highs, and I have this really nice Elliott wave count going on right now, which is overall a really nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm looking for this overall 5th wave, bringing us up to all-time highs. And within this wave 5, we have a bigger wave 1, 2, 3, which we're working on right now. Then we'll come down for a 4, and then we'll come up for a 5. And within this, we have a 3rd wave itself. So I was looking in here of a subdivided like lower count of, here I believe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I believe is ABC. So then I got 5 waves within the 3rd, which gives me on a lower term time frame a 1, ABC, 2. Well, we're looking for a 3, 4, and a 5 for the 3rd, but on a lower term time frame degree. And I'll put this in purple. And what I had in terms of confluence, the reason why I personally just took this short trade was actually because we had this 1-to-1 extension. So when I take the length of the overall 1 here and put it down to the 2 here, so wave 1, 2, I then get an extension here marked out with the 1618 Fibonacci extension. So this is a real standard extension target of wave 1, 2, 1618 extension for wave 3, and that came in at $73,168. And that on its own will give me a reason to short. And what I loved in the confluence was within this subwave count, here I had or a wave 1, sorry, then an A, B, C, like very much similar to this, an expanded flat where you got A, B above the top of the A, C down below the low of the A. So the A, B, C. And within that, I then pulled another Fibonacci extension. And here I have the 1-to-1. So this exact wave here, the 1-to-1 here to here. And then of this wave here, the 1618 from there to there. So I had 2 major Fibonacci extensions lining up with this liquidity grab of $73,000. And if you do, anyone watching here follows along knows that I always post in my Discord group like what I'm looking at. And you can see these posts over the last few days making it very clear, really looking for $73,000 target, still targeting $73,000. Last night I post these exact levels. I'm really still looking for the liquidity grab off of that 1-to-1 and the 1618 here. I've got my alert set, like that's my target. That's what I'm waiting for. And then today we formed the rejection, which was, this is what it looks like live in the time. Wick above into those 2 Fibonacci levels, come back down below. And as soon as we get that, I'm telling everybody in the Discord, like, for me, that's a short trade. There's no ifs or buts or maybes. It's we had a plan for a new all-time high into this major Fibonacci. We come up, we hit that target the next day. We got a bearish reaction, which is a wick, okay, rejection. And then at this point, there's no reason to hold fire. It's okay, it's time. We've been waiting for this, let's go. And whoa, look at it go. Yeah, there you go. We're getting another drop continuous.
That's crazy.
So yeah, look at this. From the wick high down to where we are now, this is already a 3% movement. Some people might be like, oh, what? Who cares? 3%. 3%. You're trading with a lot of capital. This is a nice move. So at this point, this is the range that I gave to everybody in my group to trade. This high down to these lows here. And so now what we've done is we've taken the range high. This is now range low. So now this is ultra important what's happening now. So we are currently looking for now a swing failure pattern of the range low, right? So as we swing failure pattern range high here, we're now working on a swing failure pattern of range low. So this means absolutely now this short, you would have definitely hit take profit one. So you would have to lock in a percentage of profits if you haven't already. I did off the VWAP. This would be take profit one. Why? Because now we can look for this range to continue. We took the range high for a short trade. We're now at the range low for a long trade. So it's just the trade this range. You had the short at the high. You now have a long at the low to trade it back up. So yeah, people sometimes just need to understand, you get bearish or you short range high, you long range low. This is a perfect short trade reaction. And now you do have the long trade. So honestly, this, in my opinion, is a long trade. Because this is now range low. And let me just expand really quickly on the way that we would trade this. So for example, let's just say you trade on an exchange where you can hold 2 trades simultaneously, which I do. So you can hold now this short trade, take that long, and let's say now you've hit take profit one on this short. Let's say we bounce up and we make new all-time highs, or this short hit take profit one. If we bounce now, congratulations, that short trade is closed, but it ended in profit. If we come up here, we form the lower high and we crash down, the rest of that short trade runs for more profit. The long trade gets stopped out. And so you put yourself in a position where you are literally guaranteeing yourself to make profits with whatever happens next. That's what I like to say. Put yourself in a position where whatever happens next, you are guaranteed to make profits. Take the short, take profit one. Honestly, this is a absolutely acceptable reaction for a long trade at the range low. And then if we get a full bounce, well, of course, hit take profit one on the long and then keep the stop loss running. You get stopped out the short. So I love to put myself in a position where we can have 2 trades running simultaneously, a short and a long. And that all comes down to finding these ranges early. So this was the range that I gave I'd done it in a daily live stream update, but I done a live stream today where I basically just taught my team through this range. I'll show you really quickly of what we need to be waiting for our next longs, our next shorts. And this is what I was waiting for the long, which was take of the range low. And again, you have to see the reaction, right? If you don't form the swing failure pattern, then you look for a bigger drop. If you do form the swing failure pattern, that's when you can look for the long trade and bring it up to the highs. So we had the long off of the swing failure pattern now, and we had the short off of the swing failure pattern, which we formed, half an hour ago now, actually. So it comes down with a plan. Be prepared for the long, be prepared for the short. We got the short, now we got the long. Now we just need to remain patient for if we get stopped out of one of these trades. But that right there was a lovely example of how you can make a lot of profit just trading the charts.
Beautiful,
that
beautiful.
was pretty nice.
yeah, beautiful. I call it a schlong trade.
Yes.
And, short and long.
Literally, that's the way you want to do it.
Schlong, yeah, can't go wrong in a schlong, baby. Cool, man. Well, thanks for that live. Amen. Thanks for that live walkthrough, bro. I really appreciate that. I'm sure so does everybody out in the audience. And bro, would you mind if people have questions? By the way, if anybody's just joining the stream, this is Daniel from Chart Champions. I've got his YouTube channel right here in the lower right hand corner of the chart. He has 84.4 thousand subscribers. Let's pump him straight up to 100K, baby. Want to see a massive blue candle on the subscribers after this. But would you mind taking some questions from people in the chat?
Oh, absolutely. No, it'd be my pleasure.
All right, y'all. If you have a question for Daniel, pop it in the chat. All right. All right. There's a question here about leverage. Do you want to talk a little bit about leverage?
Yes, absolutely. I can do that.
All right. He basically just says, when you have a lot of capital, does it help to use lower leverage?
I mean, this is an excellent question. So myself personally, I've traded from the low hundreds up to several $1 million positions. So I have experience talking about all of it, and I could definitely say, like, the more capital you have, the less leverage you're using. Like when I was trading several $1 million, I wasn't even using leverage. Like I just had that spot to trade. So 100%, yeah, the more capital you have, the less you're going to want to use leverage, right? Why would anyone need to use leverage when they have that much? You could, but yeah, it becomes a little bit more of a higher risk, let's say. So yeah, the more capital you have, generally, yeah, you're going to use less leverage. But leverage doesn't have to be this dangerous thing. And of course, we always preach, don't use leverage, keep the leverage low. 99% of people should follow that, because leverage gets the majority of people wrecked. Why? Because the majority of people really don't know what they're doing. If you do know how leverage works and you are very methodical and you have your plan, I'm using leverage, and I'll go up to recently I've been going on times 25 leverage. That's because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have the same capital as I used to have. I sold a lot of crypto and moved it into real estate, so I don't have millions of dollars in crypto anymore. So with that, I still want to trade higher size, but I don't want to have the risk by having that capital in crypto. So with that, I can hold now much less, but use higher leverage, so I don't have that same risk exposure. And I wouldn't say I'm in risk of liquidation I'm never in risk of liquidation, because I always have a very good stop loss invalidation. So yeah, higher leverage, a lot of people is viewed too risky, but honestly, if you are very on point and you know what you're doing, leverage is beneficial. But I preface that massively by saying majority of people do not use leverage. It is a high risk, and most people that use leverage probably will get liquidated because they don't fully understand the ins and outs of it. So of course it's very risky to use leverage, and wouldn't really recommend it to most people, but it does have its use cases to use leverage when you need to use leverage.
Yeah, for sure. As long as you know how much you're risking on the trade, and you know how much potentially you're going to gain on the trade, leverage shouldn't really matter that much, as long as you're not going to get liquidated before your stop loss.
Yes, absolutely. You need to take some care, but it is nice when you're careful.
Yeah. So shout out to your average crypto bro. He wants to know, how long did it take you to become profitable as a trader?
No, another really good question. So for me, it was to where I felt like I could go full time as a professional. It was around 2.5, 3 years mark, and yeah, during that time I went through a lot of learning and really studied everything I could study. And yeah, I'd say around 2.5 years, 3 years is what it took me to get to consistently profitable, where I was like, okay, I can just go full-time focused on trading and nothing else.
Nice, man. Was there any specific thing that that you grasped that kind of helped you to become profitable? Because for me, it was really getting the risk management down on point, where I realized even if I suck at this, as long as I'm keeping my risk in check and taking good risk to reward ratio trades, I could still suck and be at least not blow my account. That was the the light bulb went on for me with that.
I mean, again, another amazing question, and for me, I do know. For me, the moment where it switched to being to doing consistently well was honestly the time when I realized take profits. Loads of times in the past I had seen massive gains turn to losses, or primarily that I would normally get a good entry and make a lot of unrealized profit, but not lock it in. Price drops, I lose all the profit. And at the moment that I started religiously locking in take profit one and paying myself and extracting that money, was for me a very, very big turnaround in my trading. It's just like here today we had a short trade range high. You got to lock in that take profit one at range low, because now if we do bounce all the way back up, well, you could have put yourself into a winning trade, lovely drop. Well, that turns into a loss if you don't lock in take profit one. Whereas now, if we pump all the way up, well, we made money on that short, whatever happens next, right? The same on this long. We're now at the VWAP. So this is an acceptable, absolutely take profit one. You're at the middle of the range and you're on the VWAP. This is the session VWAP. Very, very, very important level for us day traders. And so now you can put yourself in a position where if price drops, probably going to get out break even, but at least you didn't take the loss, just because this is an important level of the VWAP. But yeah, for me overall, just going back, the big turnaround in my trading was when I realized, take profit is is so important.
Yeah, you gotta lock it in. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, yeah, people can hold a win. They hold a win into a loss, and then you start to play that game, I call it the stop loss game, where you don't want to close the trade because you just want it to go back up. So you can see those profits that you had in the past, and then it keeps getting worse and worse until you're either liquidated or forced to close a trade, and now you've just lost like 20% of your 30% of your whole account, which is a losing battle, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So,
well, I sometimes read stories about people that lose a lot in trading, and obviously, yeah, you have to think the majority of people do lose, unfortunately. And yeah, most people get really, so we just have such a lovely example here. Like here you have a range. What do you think the majority of people are doing here at range high? Most people here really bullish. Oh my god, it's a new all-time high. We break $73,000. They're looking to long up here because they're thinking it's a breakout. They're thinking it's really good. Most people long here will then look instantly in a 3% drop to the downside. What are they doing here? They longed here, they're getting stopped out and liquidated here, and now they're thinking, oh my god, now this is going to go all the way back down to $60,000, and they're bearish and they're shorting here. But you see, you need to flip it on its head. At the highs, you look for shorts. At the low, you look for longs. And it's very easy to say, but many people will not be able to train their brain to do it. They will get euphoric and happy at the highs and end up getting stopped out when price retraces. The same here. Most people are very bearish at the low. That's the time when you're looking for the longs. And so, yeah, training your brain to trade ranges, to get bullish on drops and bearish on rises, so to speak, and locking in those take profits. I think many people can really start to turn around their trading, turn around their brain, and make consistent profits.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that. So somebody wants to know about what confluences you look for to get into a trade, and what indicators that you use. So you don't really use indicators, right?
No, so I don't really use indicators. Like I use things like VWAP, which I'm not sure whether I'd class as an indicator or not. But these are a lot of the tools I use: Elliott waves, Fibonacci, naked pointer controls, fixed ranges, and then I'm a very big fan of something called Orderflow, which is quite advanced, I would say, maybe. But this is what I love to use. So within this, we can see exactly how many orders are opened, CVD, the volume, and the delta. And I like to use this order flow statistics because this gives us a very big confluence. This is only really for lower term time frame traders, but when you can see open interest increases with high positive volume, well, you get into these scenarios where you can have something called like trap traders, which is, for example, you break out the range high, and if all these multi-million long, like at the very high, by the way, we can say this is data, this is real, at $73,175, which is the exact high of this candle, you had over 10 million buy orders. So that's over 10 million buy orders at the exact high of the candle, which is a lot, right? You actually had an 11 million candle. So this is the pointer control at the candle at $73,000. So above $70,000, we're looking here like, 30 million buy orders above 73K. So when you're coming back down below 73K, right, and it looks like this kind of like swing failure pattern, which is what I call it. Well, no, I don't call it, by the way. That was something that someone else invented. But this is what we trade off of, swing failure patterns.
I call it a chicken drinking water pattern. Because it looks like the way a chicken drinks water.
That one, the water pad. Once you form that, it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, that's the short trade, and we like to use order flow to back this up, looking at the volume, looking at the orders, and I like to say that this removes, I know the comments like you cannot gamble, this is gambling. I will always say, in my opinion, trading is not really gambling if you really know what you're doing, because this is hard, cold evidence in front of our eyes. Of course, it's a gamble in the sense I could lose the trade, but we're talking about like 80-90% probability that after we form a move like that, we're heading down. So it's a gamble, but I would say like very, very, very much we're statistically thinking 90% probability now we head down. So there's a 10% risk. We are the bank. We are the casino, however you want to call it, right? So it's a gamble, but we have extremely high probabilities in our favor. And so this is something that not many people have always seen. It's not that new, but many people still don't really understand order flow. But this is what I say gives me my biggest advantage in the market, is by able to have this data, be able to read this data really understand it, and what I call just making an informed decision. So it's not randomly longing or randomly buying at highs and lows, but it's waiting for a high and low, looking at the order flow, and then making like an informed decision. Yeah.
Nice, thank you for that. And then shout out to Divine Hood. He's a trader in my Discord, a great trader, and he loves pitchforks, and he wants to know, do you use pitchforks for targets in price discovery? Yes and no. So I also agree pitchforks are good, but I will be totally honest that personally I don't find pitchforks that used that often. Let's just say that I definitely understand their use case, and I do use them, but you maybe might, if you follow me, like you maybe see me look at a pitchfork once a month. So, it's not often that I'm looking at pitchforks, but I will look at order flow like every single day, all day. So I would say pitchforks are good for sure. I wouldn't have them as my main like strategy, let's say, or my main tool, but they definitely have a use case. And so, yeah, I like pitchforks, but I don't use them very often, I'd say. Okay, cool. And someone wants to know, is it more probable now that we make another high having SFP'd the low of the range? Shout out to Talise Mantrice.
Talise Mantrice, great question, my friend. And yeah, absolutely. So now we have, obviously, we took the highs for a short, we took the longs for a low. Honestly, yeah, the highest probability now is that we will continue up and make another new all-time high. That is, in terms of probabilities, the highest probability is upwards. And I'll explain a little bit why. Because you need to know. I would always say never take everything I say as the truth, like always trying to ask why. And so the reasons why I believe that's the highest probability is just look at the trends. I mean, the trend is a massive bull trend. For us to really say, well, now the highest probability is down, it is a little bit naive. We just swing failure pattern the low. We're in a bull market. We're in a bull trend. We are at the VWAP. So we would like to see the VWAP reclaimed. We are working on it. But yeah, absolutely. The highest probability is for sure a new all-time high. I will also preface that by I did not close my short. So I opened the short and I took take profit 1, but I have got the rest of that short open. That kind of protects me in a sense, right? Where if I am wrong and we fall, I still have the rest of that short open.
If you're wrong, then you're still right.
I am expecting a new all-time high for sure.
Nice, man. Yeah, if you're wrong, you're still right. That's the way to go. Shout out.
It's funny.
Shout out to Crypto Cars and Coffee, who says this has been the best stream I've ever watched, and I've been in crypto for almost 5 years. Thank you guys for this. Well, thank you, Crypto Cars and Coffee. That was a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that.
Nice. Cool.
All right. So I've got people asking about the stock market. Do you have any kind of macro bias right now in the stock market? Do you think we're going to just keep pumping, or are you not even dealing with the stock market?
Yeah. So I mainly trade crypto now, but I do, of course, background in stocks, and people ask me about the stocks all the time. So I do track the stocks all regularly, and yeah, if anyone knows me, then they will know that I'm like the biggest stock market bull in one of the biggest bulls in the world type of thing. Like everything for me is this is going up. Like the stock market, I believe. I and also speaking from experience, like I've been trading the stock market like 14 years, which is not that long, but it's also quite a long time, right? And I've heard every theory you can think of. Oh, there's a bear market. Oh, the stock market's going to collapse. Oh, the stock market can't keep going up. And year after year after year after year after year after year, all the bears keep getting it wrong. And the person just says, hey, this is going up, keeps on making money. So my mantra is like, hey, this is going to keep going up. My thought process is this. Of course, there's a lot of inequality in the world. There are very poor, but there's also very, very rich. And all these extremely rich, if you look, there are more and more billionaires every year. And whether it's fair or not is another story. But there is a lot of new billionaires every year. And what do people put their money? They put it into things that will make them even more money. This is why we're billionaires, right? So it's like a step of, you've got to think to yourself, if there's all this wealth that's generated, where are people putting this? Well, they might put it into X, Y, and Z, but a lot of things are going to be put back into the stock market. So whether people like it or not, that, in my opinion, massive factor is why the stock market keeps going up and up and up and up and up, because there's so much wealth generated in the world. The way that people are printing and printing and printing even more money is because they're just putting it back into these assets, which are going up and up and up. So you put in, say you put 100 million in Nvidia a few months ago. Well, you've now got 200 million. Well, you put $1 billion in Nvidia, now you got 2 billion. And what are you doing with that extra billion? Well, you can buy even more stocks of Nvidia. So it's just like a never-ending cycle where there are downturns, of course, but in my opinion, I don't think the stock market's going to slow down. I'm not expecting any major retracement. That's not to say that there will be a retracement at some point, but it's another buy opportunity. Like I very, very rarely look for shorts on the stock market, and every move down for me is a buy the dip. And so I do not trade the stock market. I just view, I want to buy more. I want to buy more. I want to buy more. And that is one of the major factors of how I became having a lot of resources, let's say monetary wise, because I was such a big bull on the stock market. But yeah, that would be my view there, really.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, as far as the stock market goes, is, in a deficit spending economic system, the only way to keep that thing afloat is by creating more money, and that money is gonna go into things like stocks. So as long as we're in this current system, I think it's just going to keep pumping. But obviously with like booms and busts along the way, but in general the trend is up. I mean, obviously it's been up since the 1800s. So all right, let's see. Huge shout out to Dread Mining in the chat. Huge shout out to the Crypto Killers. Huge shout out to Daniel from Chart Champions. Let's see if we have any actual questions. A lot of people enjoying the stream. Guys, make sure to smash up the likes. Make sure to go subscribe to Chart Champions over on YouTube. Let's see. All right, cool. We pumped you about 300 subs, man. So let's see if we can pump another 300 subs here. Get them up to 85K. Trust me, guys. It's totally worth a sub, especially if you're new to this stuff. All right, shout out to Divine Hood. Shout out to Joe Potter. Shout out to Bill Altman. Alrighty. All right, bro. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. Is there anything else you want to say or share before you head out?
I'll just wrap it up by saying, thank you ever so much for having me on. It truly is a pleasure, and I'm genuinely like really happy that we connected. So yeah, really just thank you for that. Your view on the world is very, very, very good and positive. So yes, it's a pleasure to be here. If anybody is interested in what I look at, then of course I have a channel which you can check out, Chart Champions. I just like to look at the charts, and yeah, it's similar, of course, to what Jason does here. So you know, I just thank him for giving me some of his time as well. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed me rambling on about crypto.
Awesome, bro. Huge shout out to Discover Crypto in the chat, by the way. Good to see you, Discover Crypto. I don't know exactly who's behind the YouTube channel there, but good to see you. And yeah, bro, God bless you, man. Again,
Yeah,
it was
God
great
bless
to hear your testimony, man. And hopefully we'll be in touch. Maybe we'll get another collab in the future.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you ever so much, my friend. And yeah, we wish all your subscribers an excellent day of trading ahead.
Awesome, man. All right, take it easy. Peace, man.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We are back. We are back. And let's see here. We are back, guys. That was Daniel from Chart Champions. Make sure to subscribe to his channel, guys. We pumped his subs 300. He was at 84.4. Now he's at 84.7. Let's check in on our Bitcoin price. Okay, so look at this, guys. I mean, this is yeah, essentially, look, we did the liquidity grab of the highs, we did the liquidity grab of the lows, and now we are back in the middle of the range, back to step one, back to where we were at the very beginning of the stream. So shout out to everybody in chat. Let's see if we can't keep this stream rolling for a little bit more. Check out the charts. Let me go ahead and adjust my volumes and everything here on this. Let me go ahead and adjust my volumes. Alrighty. Give me 1 second here, guys. Gotta adjust the volume. There we go. Alright, we are back in action, baby. Back in action. Huge shout to everybody in the chat right now. Huge shout to Chart Champions in the chat. All right, my man. Daniel, it was a pleasure and an honor to have you on the channel, bro. Look forward to having you on again. Huge shout to FitGenius618. He says the 1 hour is looking ugly. All right, let's take a look at the 1 hour here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour Bitcoin chart here. I do want to take a look at market Cipher. So okay, so here's what I see. All right, here's what I see here. 12-minute time frame to me looks bullish. 24-minute time frame to me looks very bullish. The reason I say that is because we were making these higher lows, forming this kind of ascending channel here, building up plenty of liquidity down below. We have now taken the liquidity, and when we look at market Cipher B, we are printing a very bullish divergence right here. Now, you could say, Jason, the money flow's turning purple. Isn't that bearish? Well, in a very strong uptrend, purple money flow is bullish. In a very strong uptrend, purple money flow is bullish. It is giving us the sign that the bottom is in here. This is a 24-minute time frame right here. Last time money dipped into the purple on the 24-minute time frame, it was a very similar situation where we had been building up lots of liquidity. We took that liquidity and the money flow dipped into the purple, and now we are just seeing kind of continuation. Let's check out the 1 hour, because someone says the 1 hour looks ugly. I do have to agree with you that the 1 hour does look ugly. Let's see, and let's assume that we continue to pump here, because if we do continue to pump here, in hindsight, this could be a bullish divergence. So let's go to the 12-minute here. The 12-minute also looks really nice to me for the following reasons, guys. We have the money flow is getting higher, like this. Money flow getting higher, and the momentum waves also getting significantly higher over time. Let's see what the 6-minute looked like on that dip. Money flow on the 6-minute looking good. Bullish divergences on the 6-minute looking good. 1 minute. Look at the money flow on the 1 minute. Money flow on the 1 minute looking really nice. In general, bullish divergences lots of time frames here. I'm going to go with my 24-minute time frame and say if we confirm a green dot in the 24-minute time frame, we're going to see continuation to the high. We are currently, let's see, well, let's go to the 12-minute time frame here. We are above VWAP, all right? Wow, we're above VWAP. We came up and got a little retest, and then bam, we are trading above VWAP. A hold above VWAP, guys. Confirmation of the 12-minute green dot. I'd say that's pretty good for more upside. That is pretty good for more upside. Let's pull the volume. We're above the high volume node of the range as well. And let's go ahead and pull a fib from the high to low. All right, so our next local resistance right here is going to be the 6 Juanita Fibonacci. My high school crush, 6 Juanita. All right, is she going to reject me again? Is she going to leave me high and dry again? All right, we'll find out if she rejects me or not. But I think that's where we're going to head next. And if we can hold above 72.4, then I'd say, yeah, for sure, man. Let's hit those highs. So that is currently the deal with the Bitcoin right now. That's some beautiful price action there. Shout out to Daniel from Chart Champions for walking us through this liquidity grab of the lows. All right. Shout out to Discover Crypto who says hit the like button. Shout out to Crypto Poyo. Shib is about to flag out. Should we check out Shib? Bencoin. Yeah, I mean, I had high hopes for this chick. You know, this is before I knew what the friend zone was. I thought we were gonna live off of our crypto gains. No need to worry about getting jobs. When I got this tattoo on my neck, she got it on her hand. Our parents were like, "Aren't you worried about getting a job?" We're like, "No, we're in crypto, baby. We're in crypto. We're gonna live off our crypto gains." But unfortunately, she rejected me, and it was not pretty. But here's the thing. The reason she rejected me, guys, is because she was not into nice boys like your man, Jason Casper. She was into bad guys like this guy down here, Sam Bankman-Fried. That's who she had the hots for. But Sam Bankman-Fried, I don't know if you guys heard, but Sam Bankman-Fried is now locked up. He's in jail. I thought I had a picture of it, but I don't. Sam Bankman-Fried is locked up in jail, so now I actually have a chance. All right. Oh, shout out to my man. Shout out to my man, Radar Apologetics. All right. I don't know if Radar Apologetics is in the chat or not, but my man, Radar Apologetics, has been stepping up his trading. He just sent me this P&L shot. He shorted 73.106 for a juicy short trade. Shout out to Radar Apologetics, man. He has been stepping it up. A true biblical scholar, stepping it up. All right, here we go, baby. Bitcoin pumping. Bitcoin pumping, all right? Man, Bitcoin is pumping, man. And the past few days, we have been raking in those small profits over time, all right? We have been raking them in up in here. All right, a few losses, a few wins. All right, you got to keep your losses. You got to keep your, see, I go for big wins and then small wins and small losses, you know? Lose $100 here, lose $100 there, get $100 here, get $100 there. Sometimes take a little bit of a bigger loss. All right, this one last night, I thought we were going to bounce. That's why I held it so long, didn't take a profit. But look, this morning, beginning of the stream, we locked in a $3,000 profit, longing Bitcoin. Currently up right now in another long trade, up about $3,000, a little bit more than $3,000 in profit. All right, we also took the short trade from the liquidity grab of the highs, locking in these little profits, guys, over time. All right, that's how you got to do it. You got to lock in these profits over time. All right, little gains here and there, they add up, plus the massive swing trades, they add up, y'all. All right, make sure to like the stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We still got about 1,400 people in here, and let's see if this Bitcoin price is going to pump. All right, I've got now combined long on Bitcoin right now about, let's see, about $400,000 on the long side of Bitcoin. All right, we are stacked and racked and ready to plaque on this Bitcoin price action right now, guys. We're getting a little bit of a dumperoni, here. Let's check out this. We were looking at the whales at the beginning of the stream. We were looking at the whales. We were looking at the bullish CVD forming in this little area here, right? We were looking at this saying, you know what? Looks like the whales are out here absorbing all those shorts. Maybe we're going to get a pump. We got a big pump. We hit a juicy take profit. And now let's see what has happened here. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Let's really zoom in. All right, so we saw a big, obviously, lots of longs getting wrecked on the drop. And then we saw some longs actually starting to enter here. We're not seeing any kind of bearishness, honestly. I'd still say if we close that 12-minute candle, with a green dot, that we're going to see more upside. All right, huge shout out to everybody in chat right now. Shout out to callsign RX. He says, almost got scam wicked and stopped, but I'm still in, baby. Shout out to you, my man, for the super chat. And let's see if we have any super chats in the house right here. Let's see if we have any super chats. All right, huge shout out to my man in the gray. Great testimony by Daniel. Absolutely. Praise God for that. Shout out to callsign RX with the super chat. We have been streaming for about 2 hours. Wow, that's nuts, man. That is nuts. All right, look at this. Bitcoin once again holding the VWAP. Bitcoin once again holding the VWAP. If we can break this, guys, then we are going to shoot for our $75,000 target. Next take profits that I have on these Bitcoin more swing trades that I've been open. All right, these are the setups from the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Still long and strong, baby. Are we going to break? It really depends. It really depends on what happens in this range, guys. I want to see the 24-minute time frame. Print that green dot, that bullish divergence. The 24-minute time frame does not lie. In my experience, and this 12-minute time frame, this to me, every single time, is a long signal. And the fact that we're doing it in a very bullish trend right now, with this 12-minute time frame, money flow and momentum is getting higher over time. Looking pretty good to me. All right, looking pretty dang good to me. Oh, shout out to one. I missed someone's super chat asking for AVAX. All right, let's take a look at AVAX. Let's take a look at AVAX. All right. AVAX. Let's see. All right, so AVAX looking super dang bullish on the weekly. I mean, look, we've gotten our signal on the weekly right over here. It is a money flow cross on the weekly. This, to me, is always go time for an altcoin. Money flow cross into the purple, into the blue on the weekly. And look, we've broken out of this key area of resistance right here. We did not ever come back down even for a retest. Let's turn this off log scale and see if we can draw a trend line differently here. But no, so we had this falling wedge, this bullish falling wedge that has broken out. It's far surpassed our targets. And right now, AVAX is looking extremely bullish. This is our area of resistance right now, which is basically the doorway to all-time highs. Because just like a lot of these other coins, if we can pump up above here and hold around $53 as support, it's going to be very easy to take out this side right here, take out this high right here, and hit a new all-time high. So for me, that's going to be another, 160% move to the upside. What would I like to see right now to get in AVAX? Honestly, I'm already in AVAX, but I would want to see a breakout and retest of $53. Honestly, that's very, very important to me. If we start to see a pullback here, let's pull the fib from low to high. Like, let's say we start to pull back from right here. This gives us more of a local environment to look for a trade. Let's go ahead and just look at the volume that traded here. So yeah, if we do reject from this key resistance, a move back down to around $36, the high volume node, the golden pocket, that would give me an entry point. Because right now, if I was to get into here, I mean, my risk to reward is really bad. We're at resistance right now, so like, I could never do this, right? Literally, this is a we're risking 1% to make 0% if we're risking 1%, right? So I would rather wait for a pullback to this area where I say we have a pretty pretty clear target, right? Of a new high, probably a breakout. Or just wait for a breakout and a retest if you're not in AVAX already. But here's something else that we need to consider, right? AVAX in and of itself, I would say, is a, well, the gains that you can make on AVAX right now aren't too spectacular. If you're not in already, for me, my big high cap altcoin shopping spree was back in November, December of 2022. So all-time highs, we're looking at under 200%. So is that really worth it, considering that we've already missed out on, like, you know, 500% gains? Maybe, but if you only have a certain amount of capital to invest and you're looking to get the most bang for your buck, you know, I think there's other coins out there, but you know, you do you. Let's say we hit a $200 AVAX. That's not even a 300%. So who knows? Maybe we'll hit a 500. I don't know. Who knows? We can't know, and that's the thing. That's the thing about buying high. You never know. But I would say this, I definitely expect AVAX to hit all-time highs. So at the very least, 180% is looking pretty nice. All right. All right. Shout out to Soft Shell, Nvidia. All right. Shout out to Genesis. Isn't everybody's one-day close different since time zones? No. The daily candle opens and closes at the same time. For me, it's 8 p.m. I think. Maybe it just switched to 7 p.m. I don't know. But yeah, depending on your time zone, it will be at a different time for you. Right? It will be at a different time for you. Right? You go to my daily chart. You would expect that the daily candle would open at midnight, but for me, it opens. Oh, you can't tell on the daily chart. Let's see. My daily open is right here at 20 o'clock. At 20 o'clock. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, right here at 20 o'clock. This candle opened right here. This purple candle. All right, let's pop on over to the Bitcoin chart. And then we're going to wrap it up, guys. It's been a great stream. God bless all of you in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And, guys, look. I know we've talked a lot about Jesus on this stream, and that's a wonderful thing. You know, it's my YouTube channel. I can talk about what I want. But for me, guys, I don't take myself seriously, but I take my walk with Jesus, my relationship with Jesus very, very seriously, because it truly gives me an eternal purpose and an eternal meaning in this life. And just knowing the fact that even though man is fallen and in a sinful state, but the Creator himself, he took on flesh to die for all the wrong things we've ever done, and then he rose again so that if we repent and believe in him, he'll fill us with his Holy Spirit to fundamentally change who we are from the inside out and give us eternal life and an eternal purpose. Such an amazing thing. And with that being said, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great day. Peace.